Hi everybody, I hope that you've watched my other videos on this series. The series is called DIY $200 Camper Finish Final, and then for each one has a section. This particular final is called the bedroom final. The reason why it's called the bedroom final is, as far as I know, we've gone as far as we're going to go on this. We have some minor things to send out, but this is the big boy here. This is going to be called the bedroom final. Now, here's the scenario. You've gone out to the lake. You've packed everything in the fridge, and I wish that you would watch the kitchen final and the back porch final before you watch this one, because if you don't, some of this likely isn't going to make any sense. But here we go. This, you have decided after going to the lake, having supper, you should always pack for lunch, supper, and breakfast if you take off. If you don't use it, simply put it back in the house and use it there. But you should always pack for lunch, breakfast, and supper. The breakfast is not for now. The breakfast is for potentially the next morning, if it ever turns into that. Here you are at the lake, taking it absolutely easy, taking in the surroundings, the sights, the sounds, just taking it absolutely easy. You have the table out there, which I showed on the porch setup, on the back porch setup. You'd be best to watch that one to see what I'm talking about. But you've got this out there, and you decide, you know what, we're going to stay the night. Now, I will tell you right now that these bags are not on there anymore. And as far as the painting of these boards, nobody sees them but me, and I hardly ever see them at all anyway. So I don't care whether they're painted or not. On the outside, they're all white so that they don't look ugly for anything else. But on the inside, there is no paint on them. So this ceiling up here is actually pinned into place. Let's get this better view. There's your ceiling. There we go. This ceiling up here is pinned into place with an S-hook, and that's it. So you want to set this thing up for being here tomorrow morning, spending the night basically. So you go up there, you take that S-hook off, and you let this panel up here fall down. What it'll do is it'll fall down to right by this ledge. Then you take these poles that have a pin sticking down from the pole above. The pin you put in. Take this pole out, take that pin out, and take that wall that has fallen down in front of you and set it up on that ledge. Then you take this pole, and you'll see right there is a pin sticking down about 4 inches. You'll have one on each side, one right there. But you'll see them sticking down. That pole goes in that pin, and what will happen is that pin will be on the other side of that wall. That accidentally has a little hole. I just never fixed it. But you drop that wall down, take this pole, slide it up into that pin, and then slide it into the conduit of the bottom frame of that wall. You look there, and there'll be another hole in the conduit. Well, you take your pin and you slide it through the bottom of that conduit and up the top and into your pipe. When you push it up in there, it'll literally lock itself in place. It won't go anywhere. You then take this pole and do the same procedure. Stick it into the spot, put the pin in, and call it done. You will then, next step is to put in the windows. The windows go in from the inside. The windows have 4 pins that hold them in, and I had a video on that. I think if you take a look at the video called Pins and Hinges, it might show how those windows went in. But once that is in, you end up with something like this. There's the outside world. This is the wall. This is the conduit here. And by the time you put the windows in, you'll end up with something like this. Now, what you do is you bring in the cots and you make up the bed. That's what all this is about. The thing is, this is a previous video that shows two cabinets up here. These cabinets no longer exist. It is a straight wall up. These cabinets were holding on to stuff that actually we needed the cabinet space in a bad way, but it was too heavy there. So what we did instead was we moved those cabinets to here. There's one, and here's the other. That moved them into this space here. Now, I'm not going to say that you need to watch that video. Here are the windows in place. This is one. You got one on the other side. They strap over to the side here, and you've got a screened window right there. The thing is, this bed is in fact a full-size bed. It has a headboard that is a 4-inch piece of foam all the way across. It is comfortable. You take those baskets that I told you about earlier on the other videos, you hang them on the side, you put your cell phone in it, you put the, this system comes with 2 fans. They are run by DeWalt batteries, and these DeWalt batteries, when you have these fans on low, which trust me, low is all you need. If you have them on low, suckers will run for almost 3 days. If you have them on high, they'll run for 12 hours. They are long lasting. Our system is set up. I will come up with another video later on about our power and charging and everything else, but we have a 5,000 watt inverter and one marine battery, and we have been able to watch TV all day and have a clock on and stuff like that all night long. The irony about this is I can take my truck, you know, they talk about running power generators and stuff. I can take my truck and hook a set of jumper cables from my truck to that battery, let the truck run, recharge all the DeWalt batteries and everything, and it will take about 30 minutes. 30 minutes off the truck, and the rest of the day is yours to do whatever you want in total peace and quiet. This is one very comfortable bed. It is 2 cots that have thick blankets across it so that you don't feel the cots. It feels like a bed, and with those windows and the fans, it is a nice night's sleep. Next morning, you wake up. As I said, the other end of this thing is a dedicated kitchenette. It never goes down. And yes, there is a coffee bar that goes in the system. You can either do it through gas by a percolator or electric by an electric coffee pot. We have both. The weird part about it is the coffee pot takes so much electricity to use, you actually have to hook up 2 batteries. If you want, you can hook up the truck, fire everything up, and then make your coffee while it's charging. It'll do that. Everything that I can think of, possibly think of, is covered by doing the stuff this way. I have the bed, I have the TV, you know, watch a movie before you go to bed. You have the power. Don't worry about it. Watch TV before you go to bed. If you decide you want to make popcorn, you have a gas stove right there. We have other things that are part of this system that aren't part of the building right now. Now, there is one thing I failed to mention. If you'll notice how bright it is up here, well, what that was causing was our inability to see the TV very well. So what we did was we had 2 inflatable mattresses that we cut one side off of them, and we took those beds and we put them on top. And the way they put on made them look like toppers, further known as, well, that's supposed to be up there. And they made that place not only very waterproof, it don't rain inside, but they also made it darker. So the one thing about extending out to make the bed at night is there are two covers up there. One is under the other. And what you need to do is unhook the straps, which I showed you, I believe, on another video about the strapping. Unhook the back straps and pull on that other one, because it's literally, one is under the other. Pull on the one until it goes all the way to back here, and then drape it just a little over the end. Then you take your hooks and hook them into the top conduit, grabbing onto those guys like clothespins, and they won't go anywhere. They'll keep you nice and dry, and it'll be dark enough to be able to watch TV, no problem, as far as I know, all day long. It won't get so bright in there you can't see anything. But that is how we go from the back porch to the bedroom. That's a heck of a change in such a little setup, and that's what I like. By the way, these straps here are now run over here, so they're out of the way, so you get a much better view. I hope you enjoyed these finals. I wish you would make comments if you could. I'm not going to do all the subscribe stuff like that. You watch what you want. But this is just an idea. If you have any ideas, throw them at me. Till later. Talk to you later.